Good lord. How many times have I seen The Incredibles? Especially this year. So now we'll be taking a look at another superhero movie. No, scratch that. An original superhero movie. The Incredibles is one of few superhero films that actually are original and not based on any existing comic book series like we mainly see. This time around, no one from Pixar directed the film. Instead, it was a longtime friend of John Lasseter being Brad Bird, who's done other works like some stuff for The Simpsons, and was the one who directed the animated film The Iron Giant. So we're in good hands here. The story to The Incredibles is about a world of superheroes. Bob Parr, or Mr. Incredible, played by Greg T. Nelson, is on his way to his wedding with Helen, or Elastigirl, played by Holly Hunter. But they get sidetracked as some crimes are going on, and even a moment with a man jumping off a building. Mr. Incredible comes in contact with a kid named Buddy, and wants to help Mr. Incredible in any way he could, but gets rejected in helping. After the wedding scene, it cuts to a news report saying that no one wants superheroes anymore in the world. And so this causes all the supers to go in hiding as their secret identities and be like normal everyday people. 15 years later, we see the Parr family as Bob and Helen had kids. Bob works at an office and Helen is a home mother. And the kids, they also have powers of their own. The oldest child, Violet, has the powers of force fields and invisibility. The second child, Dash, has the power to run really fast, like the Flash and Sonic the Hedgehog. And their youngest child, Jack, hasn't got powers. Well, till later in the film anyways. Every Wednesday night, Bob and Lucius, or a superhero named Frozone, played by Samuel L. Jackson, go out and listen to the police scanners in order to know when a crime is happening, and so Bob and Lucius can go and stop it, when their wives figure that they're actually going out for bowling. Bob has to talk with his boss the next day, and then snaps and breaks his boss by throwing him through a wall, causing Bob to be fired from his job. But when he got home, he finds a message from someone named Mirage about a way for him to be Mr. Incredible like how he once was. A few tasks later and a new suit later, Mr. Incredible goes on a trip related to the hero work, and gets caught in a bit of trouble, and Helen discovers that he actually got fired from his original job and finds out where he actually is. So Helen goes off to find Bob and save him before it's too late. The special thing about this film is its story. Not only that it's an original take on superheroes, but the other thing that makes it stand out is that it's a family of superheroes, which is what the creators of the film were going for. So far in this marathon, I can say that this is the best story we've had from Pixar. Another thing is I love superhero movies, original or based on comic books. I love Big Hero 6, the Marvel films except these lot, and I like the DC films. Well, almost the ones I've seen. The characters are great. Mr. Incredible once was at top of his game before the superhero ban, and once the ban came to play, he was so bored of his life that he tried to find a way to make it alive again. I feel like some supers would do this as well, since Bob loved being a superhero so much. Oh, I should mention that his superpower is super strength as a superpower. Elastigirl is awesome. She has stretching powers like Mr. Fantastic from the Fantastic Four. Not. She's strong, she's sneaky, she's action-packed, she's flexible. Oh, like you weren't faking it. Violet is like Invisible Woman from Fantastic Four. She's nervous about things and even the boy she likes who goes to her school. You know, like how some people see a teenage girl when she isn't all about moods. Dash is pretty cool. He's fast, he gets serious, he's chill, and he'll take you in surprise without you knowing. He can do it to his teacher in school and to the bad guys. Pretty cocky if you ask me. Jack is a simple baby doing baby things until he gets his powers. But he's just so cute that some mothers wish Jack was their own baby. Now of course we have a super villain. Meet Syndrome. He did so much to get Mr. Incredible to show up. And after all,
I am your biggest fan.
Buddy, from the start of the film, turned out to be Syndrome after being rejected by Mr. Incredible to help him. I feel like Iron Man 3 took a bit of the plot to The Incredibles and used it in its film 9 years later. Syndrome is one of the best villains I've seen in the Pixar films so far in this marathon. There's a reason to him being a villain. I mean, sure, there was a reason with Stinky Pete in Toy Story 2. Randall we didn't get to find out until Monsters University, but we do get the idea it's to do with Mike and Sully and them being the best in the business. Sid, well, he just wanted to destroy toys in some way. Hopper, I guess he just wanted to be the boss of the ant. To be honest, I don't think there really was a villain in Finding Nemo. That's why I didn't bring up a villain in that video. People think the villain was Darla, but I couldn't really see it other than her being a silly little kid. So yeah, so far in this marathon, we have Syndrome as our best villain. Now let's not forget our two best characters in the film, Edna Mode and Frozone. Edna is voiced by the director of the film and makes a really great voice that it is easy to remember, and makes some of the best moments in the film like
No kicks!
God, I can't wait to see how she is in this sequel. I know I'm gonna love her. And of course, Frozone. He has the power of making ice and snow with his hands, so like Elsa from Frozen, but before Frozen was ever made. The thing that makes him so memorable is that him being voiced by Samuel L. Jackson, of course, and all the jokes we get from him like,
Where is my super suit?
the best moment in any Pixar movie in my opinion. The animation is once again even better than the previous Pixar films. This time around they worked with doing hair and fabric in the water, and being in the air. They even put together some really awesome action scenes, since this is a superhero film after all. If there's something off about it, it would be the designs of the characters when they're not in their superhero outfits, apart from Violet Dash, Lucius and Bob. All the other humans still look great to this day, but their characters like Helen and Jack look really off to me. It's probably because after seeing the trailers to the sequel, or I prefer seeing them in their masks on. The music is not done by any family member in the Newman family. This time around we have Michael Gasciueno, I don't know how to pronounce the last name, and he has done music to other well-known movies. Some of them are Pixar films, like Inside Out and Cars 2. He also did the music to some films in the MCU like Spider-Man Homecoming and Doctor Strange. He even did the music to Rogue One and The Force Awakens, and did both Jurassic World films. And I might as well mention that he also was the one who composed the music to the TV series Lost. So we're in once again good hands, and the music this guy does is action-packed and it feels like it came from the 70s, which is when the film is set and makes us have a good time, which is a plus in my book. And yes, it's even better than the previous Pixar films. The Incredibles is another personal favorite of mine. I will say in terms of original films, I think The Incredibles is the best original superhero movie I've seen. I haven't seen every single superhero film, but I do love a lot of the ones I've seen, apart from these ones. I'd say if you want a superhero film that isn't based on anything related to Marvel or DC or any other comic book series, then The Incredibles is a must-watch. I love this movie so much and I can't wait to see the sequel soon. Another Pixar movie I highly recommend.